get stuff out of my head basically. Beautiful day though. It's very very warm. It's like not very but 18 degrees. And linen shirt, jeans jacket. It's perfect. Yeah, I don't care. I know these kind of videos I make, they're probably so boring to some people, but I don't care, you know. Maybe I should make more interesting videos that are not about me and myself and downer videos or whatever, you know, but I don't care. This is part of my journey. This is part of me reflecting and getting out of my head, getting a better perspective basically, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I knew it was not gonna be easy to make this change, and I talked about this before also. Many people don't understand, many people don't know where I come from. You know, it's so true, this saying, and people lack empathy. That is definitely for granted this day and age or these times, that we lack empathy. Like, you should not judge people because you don't know what it's like to be in their shoes. That saying is very very true. But on the other hand, I just have it so damn good. I mean, this is exactly, when I lived in Portugal, this is exactly what I asked for. Or this is what I said. Moving away from that stability that I had, relationship, living a nice life in another country, having a full-time job, to take this challenge to not leave it behind. I didn't give anything up. Well, the job I did. But that came to an end because I saw so little growth opportunities in that. Not to speak too much about that, but I wanted this change to go back to studying. And here I am. I'm fulfilling what I aim to do. And it's just that the first semester, last semester, when I moved, was pretty damn good. It was, but I knew it was going to come a time which was going to be very 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 hard, and it has just barely started. And I know what I need to change, a serious aspect, what I need to change to keep myself on track, but we get to that later. Sometime, you know, this is where spirituality, I guess, comes in, that you need to really find that kind of wave or vibe within yourself to stay on that. Not let yourself get destructive or hurtful to yourself. But this is the problem with being me, that sometimes I'm just like, yeah, you know, this thing about seeing, you compare yourself basically, comparing with, like, I see this big house now, for example. I compare, what is that person doing so good that to be having all that? But this is just life. That person probably what do you call that, when you are given a lot of money when you are young, maybe from some ancestors, so I already had a starting capital. Because the truth is that many people that are very successful, they don't start from scratch, you know, they don't start with nothing. Many people do, starting their own like carpentry businesses or their bakery business. First they work maybe a decade, 2 decades, because they know the market, they know the skills, they know what it takes to make it in this business, and they are able to start something on their own with a small capital and build quite successful. But many others, I'm talking about those people that can just sit and watch their money grow with investing the money that they make and live on that. Those people, they normally come from positions, or they are in a position where they are just given so much. It doesn't mean that they are not working though, but that's very normal that it's like that. But this was not going to be about this thing with what you have versus what you don't have. It was going to be basically about what do you want in life? What do you actually want? And I keep thinking about this over and over again. What do I want? I don't expect much, but I will get to that very soon. I think I need to take off my jacket, it's so damn warm. Let's change the camera. Yeah, I think over and over, and I cannot expect too much, you know, like I keep thinking, what do I actually want to do, work with? Like I am against, my mind is messed up actually in a way when I think about, do I want to do a job that you go very monotonous, I don't know the word, basically the same, you're going to the same place, same physical location for the rest of your life, you spend your life slaving away there, and you're able to scrape together a down payment for a house that you will not actually own. Let's say you live there 30 years. I don't know, you're great, you can raise family, but all your money goes towards paying that off. And even if you don't, let's say that you pay everything off for that, so you're gonna be able to, once you retire, you think you're gonna have somewhat of a good lifestyle. But you realize that everything that you paid for, all your savings, went to paying off taxes, paying off your house, raising children. Amazing. I mean, I have nothing against that. It's just a beautiful thing. But you have paid off all of these assets. So you realize once you're gonna retire, what are you gonna be able to, are you gonna be able to afford stay living there? No, so you need to sell the house. Okay, so maybe you need to pay, maybe you paid everything off, the mortgage, interest, loan, debt, maybe not. So you sell it, maybe you make a little bit of profit, but you have to pay taxes for this profit, and you have to pay back the rest of the loan. And what do you have left? Almost nothing. And now you're gonna need to invest in another house, but because of the inflation and increased values of property, you cannot buy anything with this big house that you thought you owned, and you just can put yourself in a small room or a much smaller apartment. Like go back to to that. And what are you gonna live now? You think you're gonna live nice, have a nice pension after working, slaving your life away, going to one physical location for working something that you didn't like, and work for somebody that you made just richer and richer. So those are the things that I know this is a very, very negative perspective of it. It can be the opposite also, that you love what you're working with, you manage to get a good deal with a house that you actually paid off, and you sold it and you can make a bit of a profit. But this fact still remains. You need to buy somewhere else to live, and the inflation and increased value of properties and estate not making it easier for you to actually find another place to live. So I feel like it's a fucking big fraud. It's just a big, huge scam altogether. So that has made me really, really think a lot recently in these days. Yeah, what the fuck are you looking at? I just get bothered people staring. Really, but yeah, back to what I said. I cannot expect too much being a student and having a job, but it's really freaking damn fucking hard to find work today, because there are like 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe even 1,000 people applying for one job. One stupid job that before this digital age and technology would be much easier to have a job, easier to find. You can just walk in there and you could start working. People don't realize this, back in, I think seriously, like the 50s must have been the absolute best time to live. Sure, we cannot, what can I say, we cannot deny the fact how much easier life is in terms of communication. We have all this technology, we are spoiled in this way, and I am fully aware of that. But it has also caused, we're living in a service-minded, entrepreneurial, freelance gig society. Everybody's gonna be their own little boss, and all these freaking stupid influencers. Like, I could be even categorized into that, but I don't, because nobody watches my stuff, and that's good. That's really bad, probably. But in a way, what I'm doing is nothing different than influencer, other than, you should see on Twitch, it's so sick. I go in there almost every day, actually, not because I like to follow these people, just to understand how sick it is. You have all these half-naked girls shaking their tits and ass, and just expect people to pay money to them, and they are just not doing anything. They're just sitting there in their chairs. It's interesting. So I'm doing it out of a, what should I say, like a research perspective, to understand this community, this economy. Basically is what it is. It's a market, and they are objectifying themselves. They are objectifying the hell out of themselves, to be completely honest with you. That's what they are doing. They are absolutely, they are kind of disgusting. And of course, I can't deny the fact some of them are really attractive, but attractive just for one purpose, probably, because what kind of person, they are extremely narcissistic, these people. Like, is all the time like, look at me, value me, and you should pay for it. I did reach out to one person for in terms of a business opportunity, and it was immediately, you can pay me X amount of thousands for branding you. It's like this disillusional expectation, instead of me giving not an offer, but giving a suggestion rather. for a legit, honest opportunity. And of course, in all honor, nobody need to take that if they don't feel like it or discuss more. But just pushing me back and saying that you can pay me this X amount thousands dollars for branding. It's just who do they think? Do they think they are like, I don't know, David Beckham or some Brad Pitt or Angelina Jolie or whatever super A-list famous person, so they can just have their own, like they people pay them whatever to do business with these people basically. It's very, very disillusional people to deal with, narcissistic. Yeah, so these days I've been thinking very much. Sometimes I drink quite often, but maybe not as often now, but I still do time to time. Oh, it was a fish in the water there. Yeah, and I actually don't know how I'm gonna, because I need to change some things with myself. I don't like the people I meet when I go out, but I'm the type of drinker that I can drink a lot beers, mainly just beers, or basically I can drink anything almost. But I don't. I don't like to drink hard stuff occasionally, but I really don't like that too much. Once in a while it can be nice with a small shot. I can talk a lot about drinking because it's something that I've been doing quite a lot. I was living in Portugal, I went out a lot. But since I moved here, I have not gone out a lot at all. But there have been a few occasions where I do go out, and I'm the type of person that can just drink. Some people say that is addiction, and maybe it is. That you're drunk with the first drink. And that is really, really true with me sometimes. That I'm being very honest here, and it's something that I seriously want to change, because I just feel how it's destroying me and it's destructive. So I'm seriously stopping completely now. And I don't mean forever, because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that. But I want to get over this. Like if I don't drink for, like, I don't know, a week, two, or let's say 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, I kind of stop thinking about it. Not really, but almost. But I know that I can sit there. I'm the kind of person that go to the bar and just hang out by myself, basically. But I feel bad afterwards, mainly because, not that I do bad, but of course I have done bad things, being intoxicated, being drunk in my past. I think most people that have been drinking to any kind of extent have most of the time done something bad, maybe said something bad or just embarrassed themselves or whatever. That has not really been my issue. I just feel bad when I like to stick alone, stick to myself, because I don't like creepy people that may come up to me. I've been experiencing many creepy people coming up to me. I don't know, this last time. And I want to avoid getting involved with creepy people. And I don't like the feeling after if I experience when I've been out and people are mean to me. I have people say things to me that, like this last time, people just say, I don't remember in details what they said, but in the end just start to be mean to me, start to say things. And it's so weird when people say things, they think they know you. So it's nice that I learn to deal with these kind of people, that you turn it back to them, because this is how it is most of the time. People saying bad things to you, it comes from a place of uncertainty about the person saying those things. They project, projection, or I guess it's called. And that is a very weird experience to do to somebody, I think. When I lived in Portugal, I lived with some people who were very, very, what should I say, destructive or not destructive? Yeah, probably, but also very just mean. And they did things like weird things to you from a place of being very damaged, sad people inside of themselves. And that is sad to see. And yeah, I think one reason people say, yeah, but why do you drink it? Because you're feeling bad or depressed. Yeah, maybe it is. I know that generally with myself, I am very happy with who I am. I am interested in what I'm doing. I'm excited for what I'm doing, even though it's difficult times like for everybody. But I know also that my mind is so much racing. Can I say that? My mind races so much sometimes I cannot sleep. I just thinking a lot about things I want to do, how am I gonna do them. I'm talking about creative projects now. How can I put this together? I'm a little bit overthinking sometimes, but the best is that when I'm just doing things and not overthinking them. But that's sometimes causing me to not be able to sleep, for example. And then I can have those moments when just drinking is just getting out of my head, basically. And I think that is not necessarily different than many people who are drinking a lot. It's just a way to quiet their mind, whether it's 2, 3 drinks or it's 10 to 12 drinks, for example. I don't know, 8, 9, 10. I think that is this little bit the same. The only difference being that I may be like a blackout or be really, really loose, just really not in control, basically. And not in the sense, again, like somebody who is just doing a lot of bad things, still just sitting by myself, writing, listening to music, and then just going home, you know? So I think in that way, that may be the only difference. But other than that, I think it's not much of a difference at all. People want, like somebody that I talked to on Friday, I think it was. Yeah, nice person, very nice person. Went in, talked for a little while. He had, I don't know, had 3 beers or something, and then he left. And yeah, same principle. I just thought I wanted to talk a little bit about this because I'm really, really thinking, but it is destructive and it's not helping at all. So I need to really get on the wagon, I guess you say, and trying to figure out what do I want to seek out for a job. And I kind of know what I want to do for a job, but it just seems so freaking impossible, even though I consider myself qualified, and especially qualified now with studying more. In combination, my studies with marketing, communications, relation building, development, that can be very, very good. I have to be hopeful. I have to be hopeful. We all have to be hopeful. Um, I need to get back to my gods, basically. Call it my angels, my spirits, my gods. And get back into the creativity also, because recently I have not been focused on that. It's been occupied by other things that I've been doing for school, or deadlines left and right, or you know, so it's understandable in a way want to drop out, but the backlash from wanting to drop out and go to just drink beers, there's no good of it, you know. Not the way I handle it, at least. I think I'm gonna stand here or sit here in the sun a little bit. It's just amazing weather. I need to get some sun. It just feels so good. The summer is on the rise. It's just May 1st now, and it looks like this is a good sign. Really try to be making this a good month, you know, in terms of everything that's on the schedule, trying to make the best that I can and fucking just go through it all and just make the absolute best that I can with school and try to complete this last course with top score, at least pass it, you know, that's the most important. And then see what happens in terms of jobs and financial situation or whatnot. But the good thing is that I'm gonna then complete my creative project that I'm working on. That's what I'm gonna focus on. Seems like there's some kind of small little Tivoli on the other side there. Maybe they opened a glass bar, or is it a Waffle House? I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna sit here for a while and just balance myself and go and do a small shoppings. I want to buy some coffee and some healthy things, hopefully. So I see you around. Thank you for listening.